Sunday. Welcome to a brand new vlog. Hope you enjoyed that lovely little seasonal intro to the video. I have been out picking apples and my goodness, we have got so many apples, pears, so much produce in the garden at the moment, and I am just going to start off this morning by doing an apple cinnamon version of my normal granola. It's a job that I do. I now have weekend jobs preparing yummy things to fill the cupboards with for the week. So that's making my egg muffins, which the last batch that I did were probably the best ones I think I've ever done. Spring onion, spinach, cavolo nero, and a load of parmesan. Perfection, with buckwheat flour and wholemeal self-raising flour. I might do a TikTok/YouTube short of my egg muffin recipe because I think I've got it down to a T now. And the same with my basic granola recipe, but yeah, today, seeing as we've got so much produce, I'm going to put some sliced apple in it as well. What I love, I know I've spoken about granola so much and I don't want to become a boring granola lady, however, it's just so good when you make it yourself. You can choose your favorite nuts and seeds, your favorite spices. Obviously, I just love cinnamon, and I think cinnamon and apple go together so well. Even the really nice granola that we got from actually Quince and Clover, even that had sugar in it, but you can make it at home using, I'm going to be using borage honey from 𝑭𝒊𝒅 and some other local honey and maple syrup to sweeten it. And then you can add in all your favorite nuts and seeds. You can see I've got a selection behind me. Almonds, got tons of walnuts from the trees, so you can really just kind of make it different every single time you make it, and yeah, whatever lovely warming spices. So I am going to get started on making that first thing this morning, and then this afternoon we have got a really fun afternoon. I'm heading over to a place called Lakes by You that I'm pretty sure I have taken you along to before. It's a really cool place, and I've been invited there by 𝑭𝒑𝒑𝒑, P-A-I, which is a skincare brand that I absolutely love. They have the most incredible ingredients, gorgeous products. Both Shani and I use their rosehip oil every single evening. I love their serums, and I've actually got this in the kitchen cupboard. I discovered this in summer and it was such an essential. This is their Century Flower Lotus and Hyaluronic Barrier Defense Mist, and when you're cooking, it's just nice to have a little refreshing face mist, especially in summer. That was just gorgeous. It smells amazing, and the ingredients are all just top quality. They're a B Corp, lovely natural ingredients, amazing for sensitive skin. So it's a brand that I really love. Can't wait to meet the founder and chat to her. I've got a feeling we'll have so much in common. So it's going to be a really gorgeous couple of days, but I've got to, oh my gosh, I've just realized we need to talk. We need to talk about Taylor Swift, because obviously, The Life of a Showgirl is now out. I just paused it on the Alex, you know who. She's listening all the time. I just paused The Life of a Showgirl to come and chat to you because I'm obsessed. I absolutely adore the album. Possibly, I would say overall, the songs are, I've loved the most, I think, in this album, closely followed by Folklore and Evermore. I feel like it's really nice to have on in the background, but also you can just sing and bop and dance along too. My favourite three are actually the first three in the album. So Opalite, The Fate of Ophelia, and I don't know them well enough yet. What is it? Hang on. It's gonna really annoy me. Oh, Elizabeth Taylor. Yeah, they're just bangers, aren't they? So good. And this is the first time that someone's released an album, and I'm already thinking like which clips, which lyrics are going to be the iconic ones, because we all know that so many of her songs just become iconic, don't they? You get like lines from them that become part of history, part of culture, and I'm really excited to see which ones become a part of that. I also love that she loves Shakespeare. Obviously Ophelia, the very tragic tale of what happened to her in Hamlet, and we actually went to our local town a couple of days ago, and one of the ladies that we met in our local museum, I'll tell you more about that another time, she's a historian, and she said that Shakespeare himself would have would have visited our local town, probably drunk his ale in our local pubs, and you know what, he might have thought about Ophelia and Hamlet and maybe written it, well, he would have written it when living in this area and walking these very, I was going to say streets, but fields. How cool is that? So I love that Taylor is interested in Shakespeare. Maybe I should start reading Shakespeare again. I studied Shakespeare at A level, studying English, and I did love it, so much so that I ended up going on to study English literature, but I actually hated English literature as a degree. It was Chaucer. Chaucer put me off, and I ended up quitting that degree. But anyway, we are digressing. Opalite is probably, those three, I've just been having them on repeat. I know that Taylor said that Wishlist and Father Figure are two of her favourites. They're probably two of my least favourites, but sometimes you listen to something once or twice or 7 times and you're a bit like, not bothered by it, and then it really grows on you. There are some lyrics in Father Figure that I think are amazing, and obviously it reminds me of If I Was a Man, those kinds of vibes, but she's just so clever. Her lyrics really take you to another place. They're so visual, like you can almost smell the mahogany desk and the brown liquor. Do you know what I mean? Anyway, I have got granola to make and a few bits and bobs I need to do before we head off for our adventures this afternoon. So let's get cracking with slicing up some of our apples and pears to add some lovely sweetness to the granola. So I have maybe mulched this up a little bit too much. It's going to be quite a, more like a flapjack kind of granola, but there we go. At least it'll be nice and squidgy. So that is my granola done. I apologise, I was not talking to you very much because I was getting through the life of a showgirl. It really is just so great to have on for a little sing-along in the kitchen. I used the leftover honey in my tea, and I can't show you, but I also put a few apple slices in here, and it is a lemon and ginger tea, so ooh. Oh, it's the honey, of course, but the apples give it a nice little bit of sweetness. So just getting my bits and bobs together before we hit the road and head down to the lakes. And of course, whenever I travel anywhere, got to take your deodorant with you. And how gorgeous is this? I've actually got both the stick and the roll-on. I've used Wild deodorant for well over how old is the company? Is it 2020? I've used Wild pretty much since its inception. As soon as I heard about it, a really lovely premium product that actually works, has really wonderful ingredients, very sustainable. Of course, you get these gorgeous little cases and then the refill little deodorants in here. Let's refill this one together. And for this month, for the last couple of weeks ago, they launched their new collection with Cath Kidston. It's as easy as that. So there's the compostable refill in there. This is the wildflower flavour, wildflower bloom, with jasmine, tuberose and wildflower. How gorgeous does that sound? And then once it's in, you just twist it up like so. Seems a bit weird smelling a deodorant, but oh, when they smell that good, you really don't mind. So this is the new case from Wild. If you've already got one, then well done. But if you haven't yet switched over to Wild deodorant, then this is a really gorgeous case to get your hands on. I think it's called the Marble Ditzy print from Cath Kidston. They've collaborated with Cath before, and I just love this pattern. The navy is a really beautiful colour as well. You've got the little pink details, pink on the inside as well, and the deodorant itself, of course, packed with natural ingredients, no parabens, sulfates, aluminium salts, all the things that you want to avoid are simply not in here. Only the good stuff. It's vegan, it's cruelty-free, it's got really moisturizing ingredients in it as well. And I've actually got into the habit of dry body brushing before every shower, and I also very gently dry body brush my underarms. And I remember back in the day, the pre-wild days, my underarms used to be really sensitive, and that would have been a little bit sore, but they're moisturized and they are kept smelling wonderful thanks to Wild deodorant. I do also have a Wild deodorant, a Wild lip balm in my car. They do the body washes, all in the refillable containers, which also just look really, really lovely. So you're saving so much unnecessary packaging and plastic from going to landfill. So incredibly sustainable while not sacrificing an amazing experience for yourself as well. So it's a brand that I absolutely love. If you are a huge fan of roll-ons, then of course you can get the Wildflower Bloom scent in the roll-on version as well. Just pull that apart, screw the top on, pop it back in. Couldn't be any easier. Give it a little shake up, and then you've got your fabulous Wild roll-on deodorant as well. Let me know down below which is your favourite of the two. There's lots of cases and lots of different fragrances for your deodorant available, including one that is specifically made for sensitive skins, but I would say overall they are incredibly gentle. So if you're looking for a deodorant that really works, that smells amazing without any harsh chemicals, then I could not recommend Wild any more highly. No compromise on the effectiveness. You're going to smell amazing for at least 24 hours, no matter what activities you get up to while you're wearing this. And you're never going to run out, because they offer a very, very handy subscription service for the top-ups as well. They really have thought of everything. So if you'd like to give it a try, I do have a discount code for you. There will be a QR code on the screen here that'll make it super, super easy for you. Any of you that are watching on the TV, whip out your phones, scan this QR code, and that will set you up with my discount. Or you can use the link that I'll put in the description box down below, and you can use the code Josie2025 for a discount on your subscription to Wild. So check it out. It's truly a wonderful business doing wonderful things, and wonderful for our bodies, wonderful and wild. So without further ado, it's going to take me, I think, I've just realised I've got an hour in the car, which means an hour of listening to the life of a showgirl. Obsessed. Yeah, so I am going to hit the road and get over to Lakes by Yoo. Let's go. So we've just arrived at Lakes by Yoo, and it feels like I've just come on holiday. Look at this incredible view. We're staying in one of the lake houses, which has got a few different rooms all around a central apartment, and this incredible balcony area. How gorgeous. And it is toasty. It feels as though we just hopped to the south of France. I think the plan of action is we're all going to gather up here, wait for everyone to arrive, and then we're heading out for a little foraging walk, which is going to be lots of fun, and can't wait to see what we find. Just met Sarah, the founder of the brand. Can't wait to quiz her and chat a lot more with her and the rest of the team later on. But for now, I'm going to take in the views and head out for a lovely foraging walk.
Round about the end of June, it literally comes into flower pretty much as soon as elderflower finishes. And it has slightly similar flowers in appearance.
Meadow sweet.
So what they've got is a lot of strength.
Woo! Gosh!
Strong along the length of the pod, but as soon as you put pressure on the sides, so the pressure isn't along the length, it's across the side.
Oh God, you don't even need to squeeze it.
No, you don't even need to squeeze it. You literally just have to touch the two sides.
Watch it go, my
Go on, get a big one.
Some of them don't.
See that? You just touch it.
Yeah.
Amazing. Nature.
Yeah. So there's lots of these long fibres running along that are holding it together, but as soon as you touch it, the whole thing that those fibres are wanting to do is to twist apart.
They like
So
fly.
as soon as you touch them, they just go like that. And it flings the seeds everywhere.
Oh my god, so good.
They are amazing.
It's a bit stress relieving, isn't it?
Yeah, it's very satisfying. Midway through our foraging walk, and we're in the woodland, we've come across these really unusual little seed pods. This will be so fun to do with children, because the second you touch them, they almost have like a power inside them because they're all coiled up, and they explode when you touch them or give them a little squeeze. And sometimes they really pop in your fingers, causing a lot of entertainment. Never been. Good morning, my darlings. Gosh, it's very echoey in here. I'm coming to you from my bathroom because it's got the nicest lighting. I realised that I barely spoke to you yesterday because it was all very action-packed. We were straight from foraging, 10-minute turnaround to get ready for dinner, and then we had a gorgeous dinner in that's kind of like a teepee tent yurt setup here. It's an unusual place, so I think I've brought you here a couple of times before. The last time I came with Charlie and we did like a wellness retreat day when they launched the spa here. This whole place, I'll have to show you a map in a second, it's loads of lakes. I think a few of them are natural and a few of them are man-made. And around the edges of the lakes, in this beautiful, very natural setting, are these wooden structures which people can buy as homes or holiday homes. A few of them you can rent out, a few of them are split into apartments. You can kind of rent either a floor or a room, or it's just basically got every option covered. And also here at the lakes there's obviously loads of sporty things you can do. There's tennis courts, there's a sailing club, there's a gym, there's a spa, there's areas where you can wild swim, paddle boarding, loads of children's things to do as well. So it's a real kind of adventure, holiday in nature kind of place. Really unusual. I don't know anywhere else like this in the world. It's a unique setup, that is for sure. But as you know, we came here with 𝜋, and everything that 𝜋 stands for, it just feels right that we are immersed in nature, in the wild. And we are here to celebrate the launch of this. This is the Age Confidence Renewal Serum from 𝜋. This is brand new. And this has got some incredibly intelligent ingredients in here, including NAD or NAD+, which is the ingredient that, if you haven't heard about it yet, you most definitely will very soon. It is going to be so massive in the, we don't really like the term anti-aging, but in the skin renewal space, let's say. What the ingredients within this serum do is they basically, imagine charging the batteries on the skin cells, and our skin cells need, I think it's mitochondria is the energy of our cells. And as we age, the energy of the cell, or the battery power, starts to flash red, starts to deplete, and then the cells stop behaving or stop doing what they're designed to do. But what this does is it almost charges up the batteries in your skin cells so they are able to remember what their prime function is, what they're meant to do, whether that's creating collagen to plump up your skin and give you a radiant glow, or create an even, firm complexion. Basically, this helps your skin to be better skin because it's encouraging the cells to do what they're meant to do. It's a really lightweight serum and literally like water. I put this on, oh my god, it's so amazing. I put this straight onto freshly cleansed skin last night and this morning. I just did 3 pumps, and that's actually way too much. It's so silky, a little goes a really long way. And instantly it's just super hydrating and energizing for the skin. And then you can follow on with your other favorite serums or straight in with your moisturizer morning and night. So I'm definitely going to be adding this into my skincare routine. It's just got so many benefits, but also I love the fact that it just makes my skin cells actually work a little bit harder, because the best thing for your skin is what nature has already created. It's already within our cells, and this just helps them to do their job a little bit better. I will leave this linked down below, and I think you can literally type in my name, Josie, and that could or should get you a discount. I've mentioned before, Pai is just such a lovely brand, tip-top quality, incredible ingredients that are created as sustainably and naturally and organically as possible, so you know that you're only putting the good stuff on your skin. So I feel very, very lucky to have discovered this with the brand. During our stay last night, we had dinner in the teepee, as I mentioned, and I think we're all going to meet there now for breakfast. It's a little bit cloudy this morning. I've already had a nice cup of coffee on the balcony overlooking our beautiful lake, but I definitely need a little bit more caffeine. I've popped on a super cozy fluffy knit for the day for all the cozy vibes. Slept in heatless curls, but yesterday my hair was just not holding any style because it was freshly washed, and I used the 𝑭𝒆𝒂𝒕 conditioner, which my hair loves for the silkiness, but because it's so soft, a style just does not hold. So this is how it's looking right now, which I'm very happy with, but I've got a feeling as soon as we come back from breakfast, we're gonna have poker straight hair. So at least I've got some video evidence of it looking good. Earrings, these are the Kate Young Monica Vinader collaboration. I should have used the gua sha this morning with my rosehip oil because my face is very puffy. They've got the brown, I think it's malachite on one side and then gold on the other. Absolutely love these. And then I think, is this Majuri or Monica Vinader? I think this is Monica Vinader as well. Anyway, I think the girls are coming down and we are heading over to breakfast. Okay, I've just arrived at Burford Garden Centre, Burford Garden Company. It's just impossible for me to drive home through Burford and not pop in. We are in October, so I wouldn't be surprised if they've got Christmas stuff in, which is crazy, and I'm not ready for it just yet, but it doesn't hurt to have a little peruse. Nothing on my shopping list. This may be the first ever time I go into Burford and come out empty-handed. We shall see. Don't want to speak too soon. But there's also the lovely food, very like artisan food section here, where they've got some amazing ingredients. So I might pop something in my basket for dinner tonight. I was watching a YouTube video while I was doing my skincare and makeup this morning. It was Jamie Oliver's top 10 cozy October recipes, and he did a chicken and leek pie. Oh my goodness. It looked so good, although I feel like that's a Sunday job. He also did a pumpkin soup, and he did something magical with sage leaves for his croutons, and I'm desperate to recreate that. So lots of inspiration, but anyway, let's go and see what's new in October at Burford Garden Company. Let's have a quick look in the bookshop first, see if they've got any nice cozy reads. The garden centre. I think it'll be quite quiet today. Let's see. How funny, there's a mysterious black curtain and I can see Christmas lights beyond it, so they must literally be setting it up today. I can see a giant pink bow. I think these might just be the most aesthetically beautiful extension cables I've ever seen. How lovely. course, it's the time of year to start doing our bulb lasagnas, especially if you want to have nice little indoor narcissus. So I might pick up some of these, just in case anybody watching ever wanted to get me a sweet treat. These are my favourites, the pistachio truffles. So indulgent, so expensive, but they are the best. Such a treat at Christmas. Ooh, yummy. They're all so wonderful. How silly of me to think I could come into Burford and not buy anything, completely forgetting that it is the time of year for bulb planting. We've got lots of snowdrops in the garden, but this, they're called the double snowdrop. I just think they are so beautiful. I'm going to get a pack of these and see if I can find somewhere new to fill with snowdrops this year. And of course, now is the time, if you want to plant some alliums, now's the time to get the bulbs in the ground. My goodness me, they have got so many. You can really easily see here how the allium is part of the onion family. Because, yeah, this is what the bulbs look like. And then it turns into these beautiful purple pom-poms. Purple Rain, I love that one. The beautiful white ones, we have these at our wedding. I've got a selection of bulbs. Some of them I'll do inside, some I'll do outside. And I thought I would also try growing some onions and garlics in the raised beds this year. Never had success with that before, but I'm going to give it a go. I thought I'd seen it all, but they've got an entire outdoor space for bulbs. My goodness. Oh, they've separated it out by colour this year. That's a nice idea. I should really have bought some tulips online, but I forgot this year. How silly. So I might get a few of these packs. Green flame on white flowers. That sounds gorgeous. How pretty, with the little ruffled edges. And the classics. Here we go. The top tips on doing your bulb lasagnas, where to plant, how deep to plant, which soil to use, and they've actually pulled these ones out as perfect for bulb lasagnas. What's this one over here? It's a very pretty little crocus. I always think they look a bit old-fashioned in bulb lasagnas though. Really? Would that work in a lasagna? That's so pretty. They always just make it so lovely in here. It's just so simple having them hanging from the ceiling. I feel like we're in an Amsterdam bulb market. Purple section, right. Ooh, wow, that's pretty. I really love just doing purple and white bulbs. That's a gorgeous one as well, my goodness. I love that I thought I wasn't going to buy anything. Oopsie. Here's a good little visual for the lasagnas. Gravel at the bottom, then your large bulbs like your tulips, then the narcissi, and then the little ones like the crocus at the top. And I like to put a little bit of moss at the very top as well, so we'll grab some of that from the garden. Such a good idea. They've taken a broken pot to show you just how to do it. So we'll have a little tackle at this later on, now that the tomatoes are coming out. Oh, and how nice to put some violas at the top. I might have to steal that idea. This is definitely the place to come if you're on the lookout for some seriously gnarly pumpkins. Look at these. Wow. Well, that... I just predicted this, but that turned out to be quite the loot. My goodness, buying bulbs really does add up, doesn't it? So I'm going to head home now with my blinkers on. I'm not going to stop on Burford High Street like I had originally thought I might do, but I am going to just... You know, we're right by Starbucks, and I only really get Starbucks when it's pumpkin spice latte season, and seeing as it's October, you know, now is properly the season, so I'm going to treat myself to one of those to enjoy on the way home. Okay, I've just pulled up at the side of the road, nearly home, because I've just spotted, oh, there's something really filthy on my screen. I've just spotted a bush at the side of the road filled with sloe berries, and I was watching Lauren Grace's channel, before I was watching Jamie Oliver this morning, and she made a...
How can I help you?
You can't go away. I did not know my car had Siri. You learn something new every day. Lauren was making a sloe berry chutney, and I thought I like that idea, and I also like the idea of using up the pears and apples that we have got so many of at home to make some chutneys as well. So from Burford, I did, with this in mind, buy an apple cider vinegar and an apple cider balsamic vinegar from that Willie's brand, and I'm going to use them to make some chutneys later. Anyway, so the reason I've pulled over is because there is a sloe bush right there, still brimming with berries. And while we're here, let me show you this view, because this is actually one of the best views in the Cotswolds. This is where I've just pulled up. Oh, there's still some blackberries on that bush, and look at this. Oh my goodness me. What I love about views like this, aside from the odd house, and boy oh boy, I can see some very big, nice houses from here. I mean, look, can you see the size of that house over there? That is ginormous. I don't know if you can see it, it's in that little gap there. Yeah, aside from the odd house, little, like, tucked away, this view won't have changed for thousands of years, potentially. There's a beautiful river running through there, and as the seasons change, these trees are just starting to turn golden. It's just so lovely. And here are the sloe berries. I'm just going to take a couple of handfuls just to add in with my apple and pear for the chutney. Okay, my darlings, back home again, and I need to sort out these very dead flowers. I need to do a little bit of filling the house with fresh blooms. I've come home to a couple of big boxes from Holland Cooper, so before I show you my loot from the garden centre, I'll show you what's in the Holland Cooper boxes, as I feel we may have some rather fabulous autumnal wardrobe essentials in here. It's been a while since I did a proper Holland Cooper unboxing with you. Everything arrives so beautifully. You get the main box, and then you get the beautiful green Holland Cooper box, and it's just such a luxurious shopping experience. Your paperwork, your receipts come in this little envelope. It's actually such a beautiful envelope. I should really keep these. I don't know what I would do with them because they've got a lot of branding on, but it's a beautiful envelope. It seems a shame to get rid of it. And then in this box, I've got a few of the clothing pieces that I was desperate for. These jeans that I've been wearing, I've worn these every day for the last 3 days. I just absolutely love them. They're the perfect high-waistedness. Got them in a size 8. Normally, oh, I've still got my room key from 𝑭𝒊𝒏𝒅. I toggle between a 6 or an 8, but I actually find with Holland Cooper 8 definitely fits me better. Nice and high-waisted, and I'll leave these exact ones linked down below because they really are the perfect jean. They're just straight up and down. I think they're maybe called a bootleg cut or something, so I'm pretty sure these are the same but in the classic denim wash, and you just get all of the most flattering design details with Holland Cooper. They're the perfect amount of being high-waisted. I really like that you just have this little charm here. You've got the crest from the brand there, and it's just a completely classic wash. So these I got, I think they might be a petite length, which for me is much better because I'm very small, and the style name is the classic straight leg in the classic denim colorway. So as you might be able to guess, just a completely classic pair of jeans, and I imagine that they will fit me exactly the same as this one, the ivory pair, so I already know they're going to be perfect. I don't think Holland Cooper make this cut in brown yet. I say yet because so often when things are really popular they'll bring them out in different colours, but I do love their skinny jeans in brown. However, I do have these, I must confess, but I have them in a 6, and honestly, with the amount of macaroni cheese that I eat, and I do bloat after pasta, it's just uncomfortable for me, especially given how high-waisted they are. But they are still incredibly comfortable, super high-waisted. They're so flattering on the butt. I don't know how they do it, but I just find Holland Cooper trousers so very flattering. And then speaking of absolute classics from autumn wardrobe, they've released a new selection of quarter zips, and I think quarter zips are just so cool. I think they look really really timeless, and this is just an absolute classic cable knit. You have got the suede patch behind the elbow. Like, this jumper is obviously a really fun autumn winter jumper, but it's very design detaily with the tassels. This is just a classic. Like, this is the kind of thing you'll have in your wardrobe for years and years and years. I love the button detail on the shoulders. I love the timelessness of the cable knit design. It's just an absolute wardrobe essential that, yeah, you buy it once and you literally wear it every autumn winter. Like, I'm already thinking ahead to those days, you know, in like January when it's so uninspiring. It's been cold and grey for so long and you just want really cozy things in your wardrobe. That is going to be gorgeous. So that's those pieces. I will possibly try them on for you a little bit later, but seeing as the sun's just come out, I'm desperate to get out in the garden. But that's actually not all. I have another box to open. We had 2 boxes within the box, and inside this first one, this is actually the piece that I was the most excited about, but I cannot wait to wear this. I'm going to pop it on the coat hanger so you can see it in all its glory. Isn't this just an absolute beauty? This is their new tartan cape. And I just love the idea of wearing this to kind of occasions where you go, but you're still in your outdoor clothing. So whether it's like a bonfire night celebration, or you're going to do carol singing. I know my mind is in Christmas mode already, but just when you want to look smart in your outerwear, I think this is just the most fabulous piece. It is a proper cape, so you've got little holes for your arms. I think wearing a roll neck jumper underneath, perhaps even with a skirt and tights, so you really make the most of the silhouette. And look at this lovely detail, so beautiful, and that's going to weigh the collar down as well, so you always get the perfect hang. Actually says on the label, handmade in London. Love that they're doing that. And as always, the design details, little pockets here, the beautiful chain here for hanging, the lining. I cannot wait to style this up. I'm probably actually going to use Pinterest to get some ideas for this, because I'm not that familiar with styling capes. I have got a few beautiful ones from Holland Cooper, but I haven't worn them in a little while, so I need to refresh my memory when it comes to cape styling. But I just feel that this is going to be such a gorgeous piece for smartening up my outerwear. Can't remember what's in this one. Of course, the final piece for my autumn wardrobe. A couple of beautiful, I think these are felt hats. They've got a new, that is a very loud aeroplane. They have a new style of hats this year, and I've chosen the berry colour and the chocolate colour. The chocolate has a very dark brown leather detail, whereas the berry or red wine colour has got the tan, the little HC logo there. I love hats. I think they're a great way of being very practical, keeping your head warm, making your hair and your head look fabulous, while also just being the perfect finishing touch to an outfit. And you lose so much heat through your head, so elevating a dog walking outfit or popping out for the day when it does start to get a little bit cooler, I just think these are truly gorgeous and such classic styles. I go for size medium, so they're not too tight. So hopefully, with the right outfit, of course, which this is not. Oh my gosh, I love them. So we'll do a proper little try on a bit later. But for now, I'm going to sort out all of my bulbs from Burford. Okay, I've got changed into something a little bit more gardening appropriate. Maybe not that appropriate, but there we go. These are the Holland Cooper jeans, and I am thrilled that they're the exact same fit as my cream ones. So just the nicest level of high-waistedness. And if you've got a bum and hips, and yet you still want to be a little bit more cinched in at the waist, this silhouette, if you've got a body shape like mine, it's just absolutely perfect in my opinion. It's still flattering on the bum, it's not like baggy, but then it still pinches you in around the waist. So I love, love, love them. I feel like a lumberjack in this shirt. So I've not been able to stop thinking about this recipe that I saw on Instagram, and I know that when I have macaroni cheese for dinner, it does make me fall asleep instantly. And this is not really a mac and cheese, although it kind of is. This is very much like a viral recipe. It's called the honeycomb pasta. I mean, this video, I don't know how many views, but 258,000 likes. That is magical. And it seems like quite a small, like bite-sized portion. So I thought I would give it a go. I think it's basically like macaroni cheese with a little bit of extra tomato sauce down at the bottom. It's making my mouth water just thinking about it. So I'm gonna give it a go for a late lunch, and I might put some nice pumpkin spice in there as well. Actually, no, I'll save that, and then I will do a pumpkin version of the honeycomb pasta when I've got some pumpkin puree. So let's get the kettle boiling. And speaking of recipes on Instagram, I do share quite a lot of recipes and like tutorials, as well as fashion content on Instagram. And can I ask you a favor? Because I've been sitting on 329,000 followers on Instagram for a little while now, and I just know how satisfying it will be to see 330, just like such a nice round number, whereas 329, it's such a weird number. So if any of you guys are sitting there watching me on your television or on your laptop, or maybe you've got your phone in your hand, my Instagram is Josie LDM. Please go and give my account a follow if you're feeling kind. If you enjoy the long form videos, maybe you'll enjoy a little bit of short form too. Or if you don't really use Instagram, just go and follow me anyway, because I really would love to hit 329. Sorry, I really would like to move away from 329. It's just not a nice number. Is anyone else funny like that with numbers? Anyway, let's carry on watching this tutorial. Okay, this recipe is very dependent on if I have a few tomatoes in the garden. So let's go and see if we can get the last of the tomatoes from the greenhouse. I'm pretty sure I've got a branch of cherry tomatoes. Please excuse the mess in here. I'm going to sort it out later. But yes, we've got some tomatoes. Quite a few tucked away in here as well. I see you. I think this may be the last of the tomatoes that I'll be able to harvest from the greenhouse this year. I didn't do that well, but I always think I put them in pots that are too small. So next year, bigger pots for my tomatoes, but that's going to be perfect for this dish. So this is how my honeycomb pasta came out. I must say, I really have let myself down with the bechamel sauce, which you would think I'd be really, really good at because of much practice in the mac and cheese department, but I let myself down with the sauce. I made it far too thick. However, I still think this is going to taste amazing. I've just eaten the other one, which was more of the bechamel sauce. I didn't have enough of the tomato to do two, so I've had my starter, and now I'm going to dig into this one. If it tastes even half as good as the other one, I'm sure it'll be amazing, but I think this one will be even better with all of that tomato goodness. So, not bad for a first attempt. A lot of effort, but very, very tasty, adding in that tomato goodness to my mac and cheese. I'm doing it in this honeycomb shape, just making it just means you get a little bit of crispiness on the pasta. Okay, that was a success. It was very, very tasty indeed. It was a lot of effort compared to a normal mac and cheese, but I think it felt good having the goodness of the tomatoes in there. And it wasn't that, maybe it was just the kind of construction of it that felt like it was a lot more effort. Anyway, very, very nice lunch. So I'm gonna take my ginger shot. Was it in the last vlog or this vlog? I can't even remember. Making this, I think it was in the last vlog, wasn't it? So this is my lemon, ginger, apple and honey shot. A really good idea to make this to avoid getting any colds at this time of year. Cheers. Ooh, I also quite like it as a palate cleanser after something as heavy as a cheesy pasta dish. It feels like it puts fire down the system. And then I also have my homemade elderberry, but I'm not going to take the two back to back. I think that'd be a bit weird. I take a teaspoon of this every day, normally after my dinner, before my yogurt. So I'll save that one for later. Okay, I'll just quickly show you what I did end up getting from Burford. That's all the bulbs, so I'll open that in the greenhouse. I've just made a coffee and now realised that this is my 4th coffee of the day. I made a coffee when I woke up, had a coffee at breakfast, then a pumpkin spice latte, so that could tip me over the edge. But I feel like I need it after that pasta. So for inside bits that I got, as I mentioned, I picked up a Willie's live apple balsamic vinegar aged in French oak from a single estate 300-year-old organic orchard. Wow. That's a bougie vinegar. I wonder what else I can use it for. Any autumnal dishes, maybe like over a beetroot salad or something. I don't really like salad at this time of year. How do you use balsamic vinegar? Let me know. And then a classic apple cider vinegar. I feel like we might have some of this in the cupboard, but I'll probably get through quite a lot if I'm making a few chutneys. I just love buying strings of garlic and onions. I think they look so nice as decoration, and obviously you eat them as well. So I'll hang those up in the pantry above the well next door. Now, I've mentioned before that I can't see very well in the dark, and something drew me to these. It's a natural daily food supplement that's apparently meant to help your eye health, and it's all natural stuff. So blackcurrant juice, carrot juice, the flower head extract of Mexican marigold. Do you know what? Then it says the other ingredients used for this tablet are mono something cellulose, a bulking agent, maltodextrin, a firming agent. Why do you need that in a tablet? Can't it just be the natural ingredients? I don't know. Maybe if anyone watching is a pharmacist, you can let me know why those weird ingredients need to be added. But there we go, a little, God, they're quite big tablets. I don't usually have a problem with tablets, but when they're slightly gritty and textured, oh, that's when I don't really like it. Ooh, this is exciting, and actually probably the most useful thing that I have picked up. We've got a very beautiful nutcracker. I saw this and I was like, yes, that's exactly what I need. So beautiful, probably ironically, that probably is walnut wood, because again, if you saw the last vlog, you'll have seen that I have a lot of walnuts in the garden that are gonna need cracking. And then I thought I could try this for my next batch of granola from Bayona. It's their date syrup. Thought that sounded quite nice. I got some decorative pumpkins. Actually, they call them 𝑭𝒊𝒏𝒅. 𝑭𝒊𝒏𝒅? I just think for quite natural house decoration, I might just put them here by the side there. And then this jolly little butter yellow pumpkin as well. And then actually these are all bits that I can show you in the greenhouse. So there we go, that's my inside purchases from Burford. Okay, so here are the bits that I got from the garden centre that need to go in the greenhouse. Starting with the violas, these really pretty little flowers, and a little bit like geraniums, if you just keep deadheading them, this will be a really long flowering plant. So even if you live somewhere where you don't have a garden or you've got a small garden, you could just take a pot, say this size, I'll probably actually do it in this pot, plant in some violas and just have it on your kitchen worktop or somewhere you can just get some enjoyment out of them, because they're so beautiful and it's nice to have a little flower like this in the house. And also they're edible, so hey Dexy, you can come in if you want to, baby. Yeah, the flowers are edible in case you want to eat your flowers instead of just looking at them. So I'll pop those up in a second. I need to watch a few videos to give me advice on how to properly, plant onions in the ground. So you basically plant little tiny ones and then a cluster of big onions should grow from it, I think. Is that how it works? I'm not sure, I've never done it before, but I got some onions, some garlic, same with garlic. So you basically get a garlic bulb and you break it open, and then each of the individual segments like that then becomes this. To me, that's just crazy. Like, I can't understand how that works, but it does. So this will be my year of discovering that. Another kind of garlic, apparently a hardneck variety, delicious, rich flavor. This is a Kingsland white variety. And then, let's bring you in. This is my bulb haul with lasagnas in mind. So we've got some hyacinth. I think I said I didn't love hyacinth. Oh no, it was crocus I said I didn't love, but they are good for the top of a bulb lasagna. Narcissus, an absolute classic. I like the white variety. I think they're really pretty. Great for lasagna. I will probably do the tulips outside. As much as they are nice in a lasagna, I think they're even better in the garden beds. I think there's probably only 10 in here. Yeah, 10. So not a huge amount. Tulips, again, I'll find somewhere pretty to plant those. This is pretty. Oh, fantastic. I've got 50 in here. Jolly good. So I probably will use some of these for a lasagna. It's called a Tulip Fosteriana White Valley. And again, if you live in a city, you can just get some big terracotta pots and put them outside your door and put some tulips in, and it'll look gorgeous in spring. 10 of the Triumph Ronaldo tulip. That's really pretty. I love purple and white tulips, as you can guess. Some beautiful little classic snowdrops with a very dainty little yellowy green bit of detail there. I've got carried away here. Whoa. 50 of the Gorilla Tip Tulip. That's an unusual name. Tulip Fringed Gorilla. Beautiful colour. So pretty. Another fringed variety, but in white. Yes, I did say I don't love crocuses, but they do look good on a lasagna. So I got those. I'll probably mix one lasagna with crocus and one with hyacinth. And then white flag tulips, just a complete classic. Is that everything? Yes. So there we go. That is my bulb haul. That will definitely keep me busy for a little while. Yeah, 50, 100... 150 tulips, so I have set myself a massive challenge. I think if I aim to do like 20 a day, that's probably a bit more realistic, because obviously you have to, I think we have got a bulb planter somewhere. You have to dig a hole quite deep and individually plant them. So yeah, got a lot of work cut out for me. Okay, so I've tidied this corner and taken away lots of the finished tomato plants. They are in the compost bin. So we've now got lots of pots, and it's a really good little switch around to do at this time of year when your pots are empty from your tomatoes. If you did them in pots, then you can start to do your lasagnas. I think I might do like a full lasagna day tomorrow instead of starting it this afternoon, because I have noticed, for example, Charlie has put a hellebore in here, so that needs properly planting. Look at that, it's a Helleborus cinnamon snow. That is going to be so beautiful. My walnuts are in here drying out. You can see from the colour they're still a bit moist, so they need a week or so to dry out. And I have put all of the bulbs in this basket, so they're all tidy. I've had a real go at the geraniums, deadheading them. I'm hoping this little guy is going to be okay. Oh, I don't think they live very long, bees, do they? It's very sad. I think he's a bit elderly. So yeah, need to get rid of, it's my tripod, need to get rid of a couple more tomatoes, but I think I'm going to pot up the hellebore, so at least I feel like I've achieved something that's a little bit prettier than just tidying up. And then I might do, I realised I had these bulbs, which are actually from last year, but as you can see they're starting to sprout, so I might stick them in one of the shallow bowls and put the violas on top, so that we've got something pretty to look at in here. Okay, I'm pleased with progress made in the greenhouse. Now I'm just going to spend just half an hour tackling some tidying down here. A bit of rose deadheading, a bit of pumpkin admitting defeat. So I think this one sprawling over here is actually a butternut squash, but I can't see any butternut squashes. Can you? No. Never got any beans out. Oh, I lie. There are some beans in here. Look at this. Oh my gosh, I thought that we didn't get any out of this plant. But there's a few in there that need picking. Very, very happy to say that the cover on the kale, the 𝑭𝒊𝒏𝒅 𝑴𝒆, is working. Look at those juicy leaves that have not been nibbled. Hallelujah. And let's have a look at the kale under the cloche. Yeah. Oh, I mean, it's not great because obviously it wasn't great to start with, but some more kale under there that is growing nicely. Gosh, that is heavy. Pak choy, bok choy, not doing too well. I think this probably might have been a butternut squash. I might just leave that, even though it doesn't look too happy. And then we've got the tromboncini here, which is good fun. I'm going to clear up some of these leaves. Oh, the celery's doing well. Look at that. I didn't know if this would do anything because I planted it out so late. Needs to do a bit of weeding. One of my pumpkins has gone completely mouldy and rotten, so I'm going to get rid of that. Give this bed a bit of a tidy. I don't think, well, the yellow courgette is still producing. There's one down there, but they are starting to slow down. I can see a courgette over there. Can probably do some serious tidying of this pumpkin plant. So yeah, just gonna do, well, I've got the bin down here, another quick blitz, then I'll give it everything a feed, because I think we're gonna get some rain over the next couple of days. So I'm gonna pop a podcast on and give it a good old tidy. And by the way, how random is this, but tomato plant, oh, why do I always call it that? Strawberry plant is producing strawberries again. How funny. And the pests are obviously gone now. Well, they're just not interested anymore. Maybe they're full of all the strawberries they had earlier in the year, because they seem to be actually leaving them even though they're ripe, which is wonderful. Okay, it's nearly 5 o'clock now. We're starting to lose the light, and I'm going to tidy everything away now before I get too tired. I love this autumn light. This time of year is so gorgeous. I think, oh, I have to show you this. So I was a little bit disappointed initially that I didn't have many pumpkins to show for all my effort. However, I just found two. One very large pumpkin, this one here, was hidden underneath this nasturtium bush. So the nasturtiums were protecting this giant pumpkin. it's going to be a good one. So obviously you need to snip it and then let it just kind of mature a bit longer. Found lots of these little guys as well. What are they called? Little munchkin pumpkins. Rather cute. It's like a... Oh, I found a sausage dog too. What have you found there, Dexy? What are you digging for? That's where the pumpkin was, so all the grass has died. It must have been there for ages. Yeah, there's another one here, look. I actually don't... Oh, wow. So if we follow the vine back... starts over here, and it's just decided to produce one pumpkin down there, so I'll give that a snip and lay that out to mature. And interested to know what you guys think about these butternut squash. You know, I said that there were none. Turns out we do have a couple, but they're very little. Very, very little. Don't think that's going to make me a soup anytime soon, but I'm going to leave it and feed it. Maybe we'll have one by the end of the month, who knows. How beautiful, a late summer bouquet. Beautiful pom-pom dahlias and roses, so pretty. So I've just added some anemones from our border to this lovely selection of blooms that we were given from Pai, Simply Flowers Wiltshire, and really lovely, quite almost tropical looking lilies. And then I think this almost could be wisteria, possibly, I'm not sure, but I love the shape that it gives a little flower display. And then the little bits of foliage. I always just think anemones look so good in a posy. So there we go, that's a nice one for in the house somewhere. Okay, finally dragged myself inside because it's such a nice evening, but I wanted to get on my cozy clothes. So I've popped on the little H&M duo, which I love, and I'm going to do my evening skincare routine. I did want to show you this last night, but when we got back to the room, I was just so tired that I did the skincare routine but went straight to bed. So I'm starting, as always, with a little face halo to take off the majority of my makeup. There we go, and then by doing that it means that my lovely cleanser, I'm going to use Lightwork Rosehip cleansing oil from Pai, which is perfect because it is rosehip season. I personally haven't foraged any yet because they are so much nicer after the first frost. It really softens them, but for a cleansing oil it's absolutely gorgeous, really perfect if you've got sensitive skin. Whoop, don't spill any. And it feels so nice on the skin that I almost treat it like a mask as well. Rosehip oil, so full of antioxidants and vitamin C and goodness. Oh, my skin just absolutely loves this stuff. Both Charlie and I use the Pai rosehip oil in the evenings as like a night final product to apply to our skin as well. But this one really just melts down any makeup, no harsh ingredients. Oh, it's such a dream to use. Really nice as well if you want to do a little bit of facial massage. Okay, nice and clean, and I'm using a toner from a brand called Irene Forte, another lovely brand with amazing ingredients, very natural and kind of focused on plants and how nature can do wonderful things for our skin. This almost smells like a perfume. Can actually do it straight onto the face. Okay, so I'm going to use the new Age Confidence Renewal Serum. This is what we were discovering at the overnight stay with Pai. Amazing for, as I said earlier, just helping the skin cells work their very hardest to do what they're meant to do, create the collagen, firm our skin, and I'm going to be using this twice a day. And then Total Eye Lift from Clarins, just one pump of that to help with those little fine lines around the eyes. And then the gorgeous Pai Rosehip Oil, which is such a favourite to apply before bed. And it is a good idea to do this sooner rather than later, not straight before your face hits the pillow, because as you can see it does have a bit of a tint to it, a natural colour. You don't want that going on your pillow. And that is my evening skincare. Done.